Well, hello, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. I've been on the road. These have been video thoughts on the road where I've been looking at various passages of Scripture where it talks about a road. And today, I want to look at another one that's a bit unusual because most of our translations don't translate hodos, this Greek word for road, as road. They translate it in another wonderful way. It also means way. But I like the idea of road in this because it gives us a fuller perspective of what Paul's saying. Paul is writing, and Paul says that he wants to show his readers a more excellent road. Now, this is, as he's been talking about, a wonderful life and road and the gifts that we have in God and the way God gives us these gifts and abilities and talents, even supernatural ones in a way, in the sense that they're from God. But what Paul says is, with all of that, I want to show you a better road, a more excellent road, he says. And that's when he starts this maybe most famous passage of Scripture that he ever wrote. Is 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It's the chapter about love. But it starts out saying that the road of love is a more excellent road. Now, I want to read it to you or say it to you. But before I do, I want to tell you about my buddy Richard. Now, Richard Arsenault is a great lawyer and a great friend. I've known him for decades, worked with him. He's the one, in fact, who got me started doing video thoughts for the day. He said, you ought to be doing video thoughts for the day. And so anyway, Richard, one of his quotes that he uses often is when faced with decisions, he says, take the high road. There's always less traffic on it. And I like that perspective. But the highest road there is what Paul's telling us here in 1 Corinthians 13. So as I speak it to you, I want you to not just say it over in your head, but I want you to think about the different lines that he uses and the different verbs and the different subjects and the different adjectives. Just think through what Paul is saying. Paul says that if I speak in the language, the tongues of even angels or of men, but I don't have love, I'm like a cymbal that's being smashed by a drumstick. He says, if I have prophetic powers, I can discern mysteries, and I have all this knowledge. I have faith that can move mountains, but I don't have love, I'm nothing. Then he says, if I give away everything I've got, if I even let someone burn my body for some greater good, but I don't have love, I gain nothing. Love, he says, is patient. Love is kind. Love doesn't envy. Love doesn't boast. Love is not arrogant. Love is not rude. Love does not insist on its own way. I mean, think about this for a moment. Love does not insist on its own way. How good are we at that? Love does not insist on its own way. It's not irritable. It's not resentful. It doesn't rejoice in wrongdoing. It rejoices in truth. It bears all things. Love believes all things. Love hopes all things. Love endures all things. Then you get down to the bottom and he says, faith, hope, and love abide, these three, but the greatest of these is love. And then his very next verse, which is in chapter 14, but he didn't have those chapters, says, pursue love. That's the road you want to be on. That's the higher road with less traffic. That's the road of life that will not only give you your deepest sense of worth and value, but will help place you where you need to be for others. So take the high road, take the road of love. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, but this is your video thought for today.